Oh, we are back. It's time for the second quarter, where we'll be burying your Dallas Stars
Gone but not forgotten.
in a very tough. Yeah, I can't even leave this helmet on for this long. It's very small on my head.
Is that a youth?
I don't know. It was my brother-in-law's at some point. Maybe he has a smaller head.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, I gotta turn that way down now. Okay. Yeah, we're very loud.
Turn you
Uh,
down the headphones.
so yeah, Stars lose quickly to the Oilers. It didn't really look competitive at all, unfortunately. Um, I don't. It's the third year in a row, second straight year to that team. Uh, it's it's an interesting spot to be in. You like
Always a
making the Western Conference
bridesmaid.
Finals.
Yeah, but you don't like investing all of this into a big pile of nothing either, right? It's
Yeah, at
the
the end of the
classic
day,
Buffalo Bills.
there's a trophy to win that they are not winning yet.
Nope.
Maybe we'll see.
No. Well, and that's the question of what's next for the Dallas Hockey Stars. Um, I think we've talked about it a little bit from the financial side. Do you have an ideal off season? Do you have a wish list, a checklist, even?
I think it's tough because I think currently, even with the cap going up, I think they only have like about $5 million to use.
Well, we talked
Um,
about Jamie Benn. Do you think the
I mean, you're paying him way less, but that money is already made more than made up for basically in other areas. So you're not
gotcha?
the question with him is how low of a deal can you get him to take so you can try to fill the rest of the cap.
So then it really does leave just one last piece to move before you maybe scrap it for parts or whatever it is. Decision making that
Well,
has to come. I don't know.
what's interesting is of the what is it, five, one, two, three, four, five UFAs, they're all like 33 or older, and then
Good.
that
Okay.
leaves Tyler as the only over 30 on the roster.
I mean, hockey dudes play for a while, but I'm glad to hear that.
But I
That's
mean, yeah,
positive.
I just mean as far as stripping it down is probably not exactly how it's going to go for a little while
It would
because it's
probably be
already
next
young.
year's. That would
It's
be
already
next
very
year's
young.
chess move if you've done this again.
Maybe, and then that'll lead us into the question of the coach, and if the coach is here for the last season, his contract. Um, we are getting the today is the meeting between Jim Neal and Tom Gagliardi, the owner. So if there is any news, it'll probably happen in the next day or so, and if not, then Jim or Pete DeBoer will be back to complete his contract at least.
Should have gone and got the clips of the Alabama fans cussing out their coach. I really forgot about
Calling
that.
Paul and whining about it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Come
So
on, Coach DeBoer. That doesn't bother you, dude.
if you didn't see or aren't keeping up with hockey playoff post game interviews, uh, a couple times I would say in this playoffs, especially more specifically in the Edmonton series, coach said some wild things, like when asked about physicality after Rupe Hintz got hurt, and he ended up saying we're not built for that, which it's hockey. Like you can't.
Yeah, you're gonna have to play the tough guy card, brother. There's no. This isn't basketball where you
It's
get
not
to
even the
be
tough guy
cute
card. It's
or
just
soccer.
it's just like an honor. You know what I mean? Like it's a respect and honor type thing.
It's
So
part of the game.
yeah,
It's not like there's sports that
they
are
weren't
and aren't.
asking if you're gonna start like beating people to death with their sticks.
Yeah, you
They were
play a
asking if you were
contact
gonna have
sport.
a response, and they
There's
didn't. Rupe missed a
yeah.
game. He comes back, and the next game, another dude hits him on top of the foot. Luckily, that one doesn't hurt him, but no one does anything then either. Um, and that was what we were talking about with Jamie Benn. It's kind of like, well, what do you do here? Um, we're told you're the great locker room captain, but as far as I've seen,
He's a
the
vibes guy.
last 3 years, the vibes haven't been great. It's a slow start every single game, every single playoff series, and I don't know if that's on him, if that's DeBoer's system, but
Do
you
you
are running
think
to see, and if the results keep being the exact same,
is it the barbecue?
the barbecue, okay, that was slowing him down.
Well, I mean, I don't know because like we don't. I know you don't. associate the Dallas Stars with the Dallas Cowboys because of your relationship with the latter, but they're just a more successful Cowboys at this point. Like it's the similar issues here: the toughness, the
They're
slow
getting further in the
starts.
playoffs.
You know, no, I said that they're a better version. I'll give them
Yeah,
that.
okay.
They go further, but ultimately,
I would say
this is a lot of the
I would
same
say
problems.
it's more disappointing just because the roster development is a lot better.
There's money invested in it.
It's a lot less. They're investing their money wisely.
Yeah, there's money. Well, I mean, that's the thing is that maybe they're not how are the Stars rank in payroll? Do you know?
Oh,
Would it be? It would have to be top, right? They got a lot of expensive dudes on their roster.
yeah, they're gonna be up there. I mean, they're pushing the cap, and pretty much everyone is in hockey. It's a much
And that's
lower
really,
cap.
I mean, and that we don't need to do the Cowboys aside, but that's the big difference between them and all the other teams in this city is that they clearly don't spend the way the other teams at least attempt to. At least every now and again, the other teams do that. You know, you may be questioning how often Ray Davis wants to spend, or I don't know. The Stars have really not had much of a tight purse in the last decade, as much as I can remember.
I mean, yeah. So they went through the bankrupt years where the league took over, and then Gagliardi
Yeah.
bought in, and it only took a couple years to really get it going. Um, okay, so for next year,
Mavs will spend, and probably will still spend whenever they get that top loaded again.
the Stars are going into next year. We're already gonna be the third highest payroll.
Yeah,
And
that's
yeah,
good. I
so
mean,
there's
at least from
options.
ownership, that's investment.
I'm interested to see if they do make any actual big moves because I just don't know what. It's not like they're really. I mean, they could improve their defense a lot.
It
And
seems
they,
like that's all that's left, right? With going
as
and
far as
getting
the
the
roster,
big
yeah,
scorer at the deadline.
just to improve the defense and then hope, I guess, or figure out how to teach guys to actually score in the playoffs, which I think might be
Yeah,
at this point again 3 years in a row a system thing. And then also, yeah. So I mentioned the we're not built for this thing, but then after the elimination game, I don't know if you saw, game five, two quick goals given up. We're down 2-0
right.
about 7 minutes
Yeah,
into the first, and maybe Otter could have stopped one of those two, but it was two guys literally who just had him one on him, and that's just not how it should go. There shouldn't be there shouldn't be a person just holding the puck in front of your goalie.
the wrong type of
That doesn't
menage a
happen.
trois.
And then, uh, in a weird move, DeBoer calls a timeout, and then as Ottinger's skating back from the timeout, 'cause you get one timeout a game, so to call the timeout there kind of makes
One.
sense, but it's not a good X's and O's move because if you want to pull your goalie, you pull your goalie, and then you don't have to use your timeout,
Yeah,
and then the other guy gets time to warm up. But I don't know. So Ottinger's starting to skate back, and Pete's just yelling at him to get off the ice. And that's not.
I think he might be desperate.
It
I
was just
don't know
it was
much about
odd.
I
I
don't know much
didn't.
about hockey, but this doesn't feel like a guy that you want to keep around, man.
I mean, it's interesting. He has been to 6 of the last 7 Western Conference Finals, and he's lost all of those. 3 with us, 3 with Vegas.
I mean, I respect it, but at the same
Well, that's what
time,
I'm saying is like is we were talking about with Thibodeau is has he hit the ceiling of what he can do with his system?
I mean, with Thibodeau, yeah, I mean, I do think that that's what it is. If there's a system defensively that this guy can't, I guess would be the case because they can't score,
Well,
even though
it's
they
definitely
seem to
offense.
score.
The defense is generally really good.
So it's just the fact that they go from scoring all the goals in the regular season to scoring none of the goals in the
And when they
postseason.
did in the playoffs, it was all in these wild bursts. At least in the bigger games. But then also DeBoer in the post game of Game 5 after the elimination specifically calls out Jake Ottinger for losing 6 of the last 7 games to Edmonton, which the irony
Again, this is
that I
very
just
Doc Rivers.
foreshadowed is he's lost 6 of the last 7 Western Conference Finals himself. But no, this one's on the goalie.
There's a lot of Doc Rivers going on in this, and you're not painting a good picture for him.
And he didn't paint a good picture for himself. And it's interesting because at least on I try to keep up with the DLLS All City Stars stuff. And they've got Craig Ludwig on there, who's a former star, part of the Cup run. Um, and I think he was the one who said it. Maybe someone else was saying it's the team. The team has lost 6 of 7 to Edmonton. It's not like they've just gone in there and scored 9 goals a game and just walked away with it.
I mean, yeah,
We've completely lost to them. The whole team is lost to them.
and if you take the coach out of the equation, you're still talking about a situation where this franchise has been at the door for what 5 of the last 6 years.
Yeah, the
Whatever.
Bubble Cup is weird. We were in the final. We had a chance to take it there.
But even just being a playoff team and caliber team, I
Yeah,
feel like is worth it. If you've gotten this close this often, then you can count the playoff appearances as well.
Yeah.
and now
Because
yeah now
you're in
it's
that conversation.
it's what is the next step? How do we get there? That's what all the exit interviews are hopefully getting at, and hopefully Jim Nill and Tom Gagliardi come to a consensus on how to push past that final barrier. I know I can't remember who mentioned this. Might have been Brad Alberts. But anyways, someone was talking about when the Stars were doing this in the late '90s. They kept not being able to get past Detroit, and the owner called GM and said, "How do we beat Detroit?" And I think essentially what he said is, "We go get Brett Hull, or maybe someone like that," and that's who we got. And that we won the year. Hull scores the game-winning or the cup clinching goal. Now it was different back when they didn't have a salary cap because you could just go get anybody.
Yeah.
But
Well, then it's probably not going to be doable again. But
No.
I mean, who knows? If you can find someone to take on the cap of Matt Dumba, who didn't even play in the playoffs, but we still got to pay him about $4 million next year.
Matt
Whoever
Dumbo,
finds- Dumba, he's another older. Well, I think he's only 30, but feels older defenseman who's just not as good as the other guys, but we pay him quite a bit. Someone will probably want to take that contract to fill their cap. I don't know what you get back for it, but that clears up space for to try to
his
get
seventh
something.
round pick.
And again, that nearly doubles your cap right there if you can make that happen. Unfortunately, we're still paying old man Ryan Suter $1.5 million next year. I don't even think he's active, but we bought his contract out like 2 or 3 years ago.
It's not great,
Well, it was
but
better
I'm
than
sure
having
there's
him
plenty.
around.
I'm sure there's probably plenty of probably
It was
plenty
the
of
right
those.
move. Sometimes you just got to eat it.
Yeah, and there's probably plenty of those on books. The more you look, the NBA's got some funny ones too. I still look at sometimes on the cap sheet. I'm like, JaVale McGee's still getting $1 million from somebody.
And yeah, a hockey cap is so weird with how they got to cycle guys from the AHL through without going over the cap. I don't know if that's day by day or week by week or however it works, but so there's some stuff they can do. Jim
New
Nill has
coach?
proven.
Who's the new? Who would be
I don't know.
any? You don't
It's
have
almost-
anybody that would be on your favorites
I
list?
do not keep up. There's no one. I think who's. I've heard names, but I don't think any of them are realistic.
Treat the Stars like the Cowboys. You know what I mean? Get crazy with it.
What, hire a 60-year-old coordinator.
No. Not actually the Cowboys. Like the Cowboys in the higher, not in their actual decision. In the theory, when the Cowboys have the free agent, in the theories that people like the pulling fucking Dion out, the Belichick stuff, like the outlandish resurrecting Bear Bryant.
Yeah, bring Ken Hitchcock back for a third time and see if it works again.
There
And he
you
gets him
go.
every other time he's here, he wins a cup.
There you go. So I'm just saying something like
Sean
that.
Shapiro mentioned Glenn Gulletson, which is a funny idea because he was the Stars coach from 2011 to 13, not very successfully, but also a bad team.
Gotcha. Has
Now
he been
he's older,
successful
much more
elsewhere?
mature. He probably. I could see him getting a shot somewhere. It's not going to be here, but I could see him getting a shot somewhere down the line. But I don't know. I don't know enough about the league. Everything I hear is just not a whole lot of just people you want to snag up. Like DeBoer would be someone that someone's going to snag up immediately, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's also
It's
a bitch.
tough. Again, it still sucks the Jim Montgomery stuff, and hopefully his life's doing better and all that. But
Right.
we looked really good with him, and you're not just normally going to be able to just, or at least, kind of like the NFL, the NHL has a retread problem with coaches. So You're not
Oh,
getting
I think
fined
I think a
out.
retread thing is an issue with a lot of professional sports because people are cowards to
They're
try
not. Yeah,
things.
they're not trying any of these colleges out. I don't know
Yeah,
why. I don't know what the difference between coaching the AHL and the NHL is, but apparently they don't want to ever try that. I
no,
think people have said that the Stars might take the Texas Stars head coach and make him like an assistant in the NHL, which obviously puts him on a track because they're really good. I think they're about to win their conference final right now. I don't keep up with the AHL playoffs very much.
well, goddamn it,
They're
Well,
really good though.
I have an idea for the head
they
coach.
still have Maverick Bjork, right?
We do have Mav Bork. Hopefully next year is he a UFA? He might be a UFA actually. Mav Bork. He's a restricted free agent, so I don't know what's gonna happen there. I bet they keep him on as like a last chance.
All right. Well, here's an idea for the Dallas Stars. All right. There's a guy out there. He's an older guy nowadays, but listen, he's a pretty successful guy. He's won 2 amateur championships back in the 90s. All right. He even led Team USA. If you don't know who I'm talking about, it's Gordon Bombay.
Okay.
We get Emilio Estevez to coach the Dallas Stars.
Emilio. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Fuck it, right?
Jake.
Just go full Hollywood.
I don't know if I shared the clip with you guys. Where in Jake Ottinger's like season exit press interview,
Mm-hmm.
he, they're kind of asking about the divorce stuff, and then they're just asking about his own stuff, and they're like, "What can we do differently next year?" And he's like, "Well, if I'm the best goalie in the world, nothing else matters. Like if I go out there and just play as the best goalie in the world, then any one of you guys, talking to the reporters, any one of you guys could coach the team, and it wouldn't matter."
Nice.
Which
It's
is
good
kind of a
spicy.
funny little twist on Jerry saying 500 people could coach the Cowboys or whatever.
Oh god, yeah. I don't think that was his intention, but yes. That.
No. Now,
What about
I don't know.
a
I mean,
head
it is
coaching
true.
option?
If your goalie is the best goalie in the world, then you are likely going to win.
I've got a couple. So what about a gimmick hiring Wayne Gretzky? Has anyone gimmick
No.
hired Wayne Gretzky yet?
I think if we had the Mavs owners, we
Coyotes
might.
did back in the day. Did they not?
Yeah, he coached. He's not good, or he GM'd at least.
Okay.
Maybe one of the two.
Yeah, I mean, I figured he probably wasn't very good at it.
But we don't have the owner for that. I don't
hire.
think. I think the Mavs would have a better shot at hiding Gretzky.
ESPN's own Tim McMahon. He pulled you off sides a little bit, didn't he?
I was annoyed, but he's an annoying guy. So what do you got to do?
I do think there's some truth to that.
I do think sometimes I think he's a great journalist, but then he still plays the
he always
rage game.
He is the instigator for sure. I think to his point, I do think there's some level of hipsterness about the Dallas Stars. I've always said that similarly. But I also think that there's plenty of bored sports fans who also love to bandwagon their local teams, and we shouldn't forget about that and the communal spirit that brings. So while the Stars are doing well, they've developed a very nice body of people here in Dallas that love them and show up. The arena's never bad. That's a good sign.
No,
So,
one of the best ones in the league. Maybe not on TV, but to be in.
Yeah, so I'm happy with it, man. That's a good product to me. At the same time, I do have conversations with people more often that either have never once thought about the Stars or only know the Stars. And I think that's the funny part, and that's fine.
I think the difference between the fandoms is there are less just kind of casual Mavs fans out. I mean, more casual Mavs fans out there, and less casual. Like I'm a less casual hockey fan.
The casual is the
games
locals.
And people are, it's yeah.
We just want to see Dallas.
Going to the Mavs game is like an event, whereas going to the Stars game is you're going to the Stars game.
Yeah, and infamously, no one. There's no there's no fluff in the Cowboys Nation at all. Just diehards only.
Just the Facebook meme pages alone. The weird, the Venn diagram of like Mexican memes and Cowboys memes.
So I think this also got stirred up because a funny tweet kind of went probably not viral, probably semi-viral within the DFW community because it's niche. But it was, isn't it funny how it was basically the the Stars fans are a bunch of flaming libs, and the Rangers fans are a bunch of MAGA. And I don't know that that's a fair assessment, but I think on the edges, I think if you really stereotyped them and you buy into the stereotypes, that's where it gets a little funny. It's like, all right, there is a little bit of that.
I think you just go by what the breakdown in DFW already is, and that's about the same for Stars, Mavs, and Rangers. Cowboys are obviously in their own little universe.
It was definitely not something that could be quantifiable in any way. This was definitely.
I mean, to be fair, only one of those teams does have a Lockheed Martin surface-to-air missile at the stadium, at least.
And a distinct desire to not make extra money on one of the easiest theme nights you could ever do. But yeah, so the Dallas Stars, still everything's good, I think, overall. Maybe it sucks they don't have the pressure. Maybe it sucks that they're stuck at the next level. But there are Dallas Stars. And I think, unfortunately, maybe I'm the only one that can give this argument completely, but they do represent our city more than I wish.
It's fine.
They fit the rest of the teams.
This decade's been so much better than the decade before it that I'm not complaining. I just want them to make the decisions that get us over the hump.
Which is exactly what I say about the Cowboys every year. So thank you. Welcome to the club.
I at least feel like we're a little closer.
That's true. You're right. There is a little more hope at the light of that tunnel. You're right.
But we'll look further down in the off season, see what happens as news comes. There will obviously be some changes. Little ones, I would assume. We'll see about any kind of big ones. But either way, I'll be there yelling loud, rocking out to Pantera, all that fun stuff. But really just that song, because I don't really listen to whatever kind of metal that is much.
Is it Cowboys from Hell?
It's fine. I just
It's our thing. So I'm glad that they play our guy. That's nice.
I like the Pantera.
It's cultural.
Puck Off. The song is called Puck Off.
Oh, they have. Well, I don't know if
that's the goal song.
Did Dimebag Darrell make that with them?
Yes.
Interesting. He did die in
they were huge. They were huge Stars fans. Like right when the Stars came over, they were like all about it.
It's very beautiful.
And so they got in with the players.
Yeah. Nice. I didn't realize it was that much connected.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I can find some stuff for you, but yeah, they recorded Puck Off.
That also is basically my extent of Pantera knowledge.
Anyways, unless you have any more further hockey questions.
I have something hockey related to bring up.
Nice.
Yeah, hockey. Let's do that hockey.
And we're gonna do some hockey right now. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Because we got riff-raff hockey lyrics. Let's go. All right. Mason Marcellus, I got him in pink. I got more ice than you think. I got more ice than a hockey rink. I got more ice than a frat party kitchen sink. I got more ice than a... Finish the line. Beth, you want to try?
I got more ice than... Damn. He already hit me with kitchen sink, and so I can't do it, yeah.
Yeah, frat party kitchen sink to be specific. But
yeah, no, that was good. I don't know. What is it?
Yeti.
More ice than a Yeti.
Like a cooler. So this is a more new song. This is a little more modern riffraff.
I was supposed so. This is from 2020. This song's called Pink Hockey Rink.
I was gonna say Yetis have been around for a while as coolers, maybe not as cups.
The popularity of Yetis, I don't know if I call that I think that's a post 2016 phenomenon.
Yeah,
I definitely don't think I've been listening to riffraff post 16.
You don't think Yeti coolers existed in 2016?
No, they may have existed, but I think my stepdad had a Yeti cooler. I don't think every frat boy in the world has Yeti cooler by then. I don't think the Yeti takeover had completely happened until
now. We'll have to get Pablo Torre to find out.
He ends his verse with "Rather drop my top, boysenberry Bentley."
Nah, well,
I didn't even know they made that color of Bentley. But here we
go. You can have anything made.
True. I don't think he has the finances for a boysenberry Bentley. Just gonna guess if you're struggling to sell out the Rock and Rodeo.
That was then. Yeah, back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all want me. And that'll lead us into halftime.